Crawford. Welcome to this edition of the teaching ministry of New Eden. Thank you for joining me. I consider it an extreme privilege to get to share with you like this regularly. My goal is to inform, inspire, and to entertain you. And I trust God to be able to use me to accomplish just that. Today, I want to talk to you about something that's very important. I've talked to you about it a bit, but I've never really gone into the detail of the how-to for you, the nuts and bolts how-to. Today, I want to talk to you about how to be friendly. And what does friendly mean? How to be friendly, and what does friendly mean? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? I'm going to be talking about that today. I'll be reading to you a scriptural text shortly, but I'd like to pray now. Join me. Dear God, thank you for the privilege to share with friends and loved ones one more time. Use me in such a way that people's hearts will be touched. They will hear at the soul level and be able to practically apply the things which are shared here today. Those things that would be of benefit to them. I know there are going to be some who are here who are already expert at this, and I honor them for that, and I thank God that is happening in their life. But for many others, there are people who experience loneliness and alienation. And I trust that whoever feels like that sees this video, hears this voice, will be inspired to move on and up to connect. I pray it in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. So we talk about being friendly all the time, and some of us as children, for me that's a long time ago, and for others recently, there is this cartoon character called Casper the Friendly Ghost. Casper's a favorite. I mean, just Casper's the coolest. It's a shame that we had to use a ghost image to portray this. But cartoons often portray things that real people want to accomplish that we haven't figured out just quite how. Casper has a very simple agenda, and he's fighting against insurmountable odds. People are afraid of ghosts. Casper wants to be friendly. People are afraid of ghosts. Casper wants to be friendly. And so his goal is to make a new friend every day. But guess what? Just like in the real world, the same it is in Casper's world, everybody you might want to be friendly with may not be interested in you. And that's cool. It's really very cool. Everybody doesn't like the same thing. Everybody doesn't like chocolate pie. Everybody doesn't like carrot cake. Everybody doesn't like cognac. All people don't like the same looks of people. We're all differently wired that way. But the more people you attempt to engage with your desire and intent to be friendly, the likelihood is that the numbers alone will finally bring you to the person that says yes. And I'm not talking about selling anybody on anything. The only thing we're talking about doing here is sharing person to person to grow from the sharing. Are you listening to me? To grow from the sharing. One of the things that I would say to you about being Christian by foundation is one of the most friendly projects ever to hit planet Earth. People who are Christian ought to be able to be identified as friendly people. As friendly people, that we are kind and we are courteous and we are respectful, we are generous, we are engaging, we want to associate, we'll use the word, we want to hang out, we want to get to know you. Of course, we have some spiritual ideas we want to share with you, but the quality context of our character is in our being friendly. Jesus talked about making friends with those who wanted to be around him. He didn't look at them as people just around to do what he wanted done. He regarded them his personal friends. Keep in mind, Christians believe that Jesus is God as a human being, and so God wants to be our friend. That's the coolest idea. God wants to be my friend. Now, the way God does that through the symbol and the living symbol of the life of Jesus is Jesus is often found knocking on doors. And every time Jesus knocks on a door, it does not mean somebody's going to let him in. It just means Jesus is knocking. He wants to become friends, but everybody doesn't open the door. So if there's some people who won't respond to the knock of God, there's some people who are not going to respond to the knock of you. Am I clear? Really good already? Okay, thank you. All right, so if I share a text with you to serve as a premise for what I'm going to share today, then it would be from the book of Proverbs. And you can read this, it's in your Bibles. I don't know what translations you might be reading, but the message is going to essentially be the same. Proverbs 18 verse 24, and I'm going to share a few scriptures with you at first. Proverbs 18 verse 24 says, a man that has friends must show himself friendly. Oh, wow, does that make sense to you? What you reap, you sow. If you are friendly and sow the seed of friendliness, you're very likely to grow some friends. What a great idea. I love it. I love it. Okay. And there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. Another text from Proverbs 17, verse 17 says, a friend loves at all times. Wow. You mean there's more to being friends than just being casual acquaintances? Yes, you're going to actually discover, if you really study out the context of the word friend ending up in the condition of being friends or friendship. Remember I told you a long time ago that words that end in the suffix ship means being in the condition of the word that is on the front side of the suffix. So friendship means being in the condition of being friends. Being in the condition of being friends. All right, so a friend loves at all times. So there's more than just, hey, how you doing? I see you at the coffee shop all the time. What's happening with you? It's more than that. There are friends who become closer than blood relatives. Now, most of us are willing to admit, most of us are willing to admit that some of us are closer to people we've gotten to know over a lifetime than the very people we grew up in the same house with. I'm not telling you that's wrong. I'm just telling you that's very likely real. Some of us are very close to our families. Some families are not very close at all. Some of us are closer to some members of our family than we are to all of our family. That's just a very real, living condition amongst human beings, and we work with it. We do our best. We try our best to stay connected to our family, but we meet some people along the way that make our heart sing. Now, I need you to hear me clearly telling you that while my quickest fascination for making friends is to connect with women, I believe that part of my task on earth is to empower and love women and children until they can feel it, until they can feel cared about, and until they can feel love. Do I not care about men? If that's what you hear me saying, you're not hearing enough. I'm just saying my priority is to empower and show love to women and children until they can feel it, that they can know it is real, because both have had to experience more of the other than we'd really like to admit. So being friends encompasses a great many things. Most women say to me, most of my friends are guys. Well, that's normal. Don't be shook up about that. But women are learning to appreciate each other. Sometimes women say to me, man, I hate other women. They just can't get along. They always want what you want. They're always in drama. And look, if that's what you always see, it has a little bit to do with what you are attracting to yourself. So don't bring drama. There's likely to be less drama. I encourage women to always get to know and love other women. So friendship has levels. It begins at the level of acquaintance. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? How your kids? How's your mama? What's going on at work? It's that kind of thing. But it is also the kind of thing that says it does not matter what is happening in your life. I am with you. I mean, most of us say that to the people we commit to over a lifetime. It does not matter what is going on with Bonnie, my wife. I am with her. Nobody has to like what she may have done or is happening with her. I am with her. I am her covenant brother. I am her covenant friend. We are together, and I am with her, and she doesn't have to be insecure about that. Are you hearing me? That's the kind of friendships that we want to develop. So I want to talk to you a bit more. I want to give you one more text, and then I'm going into some qualities of what it means to be friendly. Proverbs 17 verse 9 says, he that covereth a transgression seeks love, but he that repeateth a matter divides friends. So there's some positive qualities about being friends, and there's some behaviors that are not good for making friends. So if we start taking a look at the things that make friends, or what allow us to become friendly, let's take a look at what might be on the short list. Now, I am going to be saying to you that what works in the real world also works in the virtual world. And I know a great many of us spend a lot of time in the virtual world these days. Some people say it's just easier to connect. It's true. It may likely be easier to connect with people who live thousands of miles away from you, and you can be open and intimate with them. What you give up is not being able to have proximity. There's no touch, there's no seeing, there's no sensory experience. I mean, it's whether it's a good trade-off is yet to be determined. But we find it relatively easy. People who are assertive to reach out and touch someone find it relatively easy to make virtual friends. Generally, the same people make friends very easily in the real world. So I want to talk about the things that work in both places, and over time I'm going to be sharing with you some developed ways to make this work. All right, 3 steps to being friendly. What does it mean to be friendly? How to be friendly? We're going to talk about 3 steps, and there's some basic things that go into being friendly. One is being respectful, being kind, respectful, kind, considerate, generous, and open. All right, with me? All right, so if you put those things together on the front side of your intent to make contact with other people, people respond well to that. Now, does everybody know? No thing works 100% of the time. I think of myself as skilled at connecting, and please hear me, everybody don't want to be bothered with me. I consider myself skilled at connecting, but everybody doesn't want to be bothered with me. That's life. Don't let it trip you up. It's not a big deal. Don't waste time on the things that don't work. Focus on the things that do. And what works for you, keep on doing until you want to change your game. Does that make sense to you? Okay. So in the 3 things that we need to do, living out those 5 characteristics that I shared with you, we have to think about intention, we have to think about a plan, and we have to think about some action. All right, so one who intends to be friendly must have the desire to. You don't do anything you don't want to do unless some outside force makes you do it. And we're not talking about that. I know there's some situations that people cannot control. I'm not talking about those. But if you intend to be friendly and you want to garner friends, you want to make some connections with other people to help you feel good about yourself and sharing with them, you must establish an intention that that is what you want to do. Very clear. Intention. Want to. Desire. Now from there, it's easy to just sit back and think. Daydream, night dream, fantasize about what it would be like to have some friends. It's another thing to build a plan to make it happen. If you plan to make it happen, you have to start thinking about how you're going to connect. Where are you going to be to make connections? And then what is your plan once you decide, I'm going to engage that person? All right, if I give you an example of how I accomplish these goals, it is my goal. I'm Casper. I'm a real world Casper. I want to connect. I want to make a new friend or more every day. And so it is my intention. I have the desire to do so. I want to do so. I consider it a good and right thing to do. It is also the Christian thing to do. To reach out and touch, to make friends, to connect, for meaningful connection and meaningful friendship to follow. All right. So in the plan, if I met you in a mall and you appealed to me in any context, I would find a civilized, please hear me, civilized way to introduce myself to you. I would walk over and say, excuse me for a moment, I would like to meet you. Now, the person's choice is immediately to say, hey dude, get lost. But many people want to be engaged. They want to be noticed. They want to be affirmed. They want to be empowered to feel good about who they are. So in my asking, could I take a moment to meet you? And some people will generally always say, why? Well, look, I noticed that you do this like this. I observed from a distance that you have this behavior, and I wanted to confer with you about it because it seems to be working for you. Where did you learn that? And is it something that you can share with me? I'm not asking you to move in. I'm not asking you to go home. I'm not asking you for anything inappropriate. But can you share with me in just a few words? How did you come about that? When you engage people with interest in them, they like it. Are you listening to me? When you engage people interested in them, they tend to like that. And so most people, not all, most people will open up a bit. Doesn't mean they got time to stay with you all day, and that's not the goal. But they will take a moment to say, wow, in their mind, something about me was important enough for this person to engage, so I'm going to give them a moment of my life. It was a connecting moment. Listen, friendship may be for a moment or it may be for a lifetime. But it is friendship. It is connecting powerful emotional moments where souls connect. Are you listening to me? So you have to be a bit courageous. You've got to get over your hang-ups about what you think about yourself. You don't look good. You do this, you do that. You got to get over that and say, I am going to take the risk of engaging someone new for the potential to earn a new friend. Also, be a keen observer. You got to be a keen observer. I want to think, and I'm talking about my own skill set here. I can't reproduce me in you, but I can teach you the things that I know. I have taught myself to be a keen observer of people so that within the first 15 to 20 seconds, I have a sense of that person such that I can give them back something about themselves. I can say, oh my goodness, I like the way you do that. Now they don't have a clue what I'm talking about. I'm trying to create a pathway to introduce myself to them and learn about them so we might connect and grow from the connecting. Are you listening to me? You gotta want it. You gotta plan it, and then you got to act it out. All three of them have to be in place. Let me tell you what happens if you don't have a plan for the development of your own lifestyle for making friends. What you'll do is you'll be sitting on the side and somebody will come over and say something to you because nobody ever says anything to you, and you'll become fascinated and do stupid things because you think this one person out of all the world has found you to be all that, when many times you will discover they just might want to use you for a minute. So we have to be wise about our connecting with people. Just because somebody shows up, just because I show up and I express fascination in you, doesn't mean you just all of a sudden roll over like your favorite little puppy and want your stomach rubbed. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about sensible, civilized, developed adults being able to make appropriate decisions for themselves about what it means to be friendly, kind, respectful, courteous, generous. I mean, those things all over again. We have to be all those, and people have to be able to have a moment, however long the moment is necessary, to develop this really important thing to all of us called trust. You can make some new friends this week. I know you can. You do have to want to. You have to intend it. You have to declare to yourself that I'm taking myself into the world this week however I engage the world, and I'm going to at least expose myself to the opportunity to make some new friends. I'm going to intend it because I want it. I believe that my living experience could be more if I were connected to more people. I will do my best to give them value from our connection, and they will share the value of who they are with me. That is what connecting and being friends is all about. All right. Okay. So be kind, courteous, responsible, generous. Being open and relaxed is also helpful. One of the simplest things you can ever do when you're going out is just say hello to somebody. Say hello and then offer the smile. You may not have to say anything. Connection takes place the way it chooses to. You may see somebody and you all may just share a smile. That doesn't mean they want you to move in. They don't want to have sex with you. They just smile back at you to offer you the courtesy that you gave. What you give, you get. We're going to get to that one day. One of the things that I try to teach people in my orbit is that we do get all the love and friendship we want when we give away all the love and friendship we need. I hope you've got something from our time together. One of the things that I am going to be doing over the next several weeks and over the next few videos, I'm going to talk to you in some detail about how to use real-life strategies in your world to reach out and touch someone, connect with other people that will work for you. In the meantime, if you would find it profitable for you to ask me questions about how to accomplish the kinds of connecting things that you want to accomplish, write to me. There's an email address there on the bottom of your screen that you can talk to me and say, Oscar, look, this is what I'm trying to accomplish and this is what's not working for me. Allow me to offer you strategies that will work for you. I'm not going to just offer you one. You need an arsenal. You know what I'm saying? You know, people who go to war and who fight intensely, they intend to and they go prepared. They go in there to kick behind and take names. In the context of becoming friends, you need an arsenal of information. Remember my task: inform, inspire, and entertain. If I don't accomplish all three of those, you don't have an emotional experience. When you have an emotional experience, it's in you. It now is processing. It's in your internal database processor. It will work around there and find a way to be of benefit to you, or forever catalog itself away as something that's not practically applicable or useful to you. Does that make sense to you? All right. So write me. Email address at the bottom of your screen. Subscribe to my blog. That address is also there. What I'm going to be doing in the coming weeks, part of what I'm going to do, and if you want to follow me on Facebook, that's fine. I'll put that there too. I'll be laying out a number of ways to increase your network of friends. Network, community, same word. They have different implications, but they accomplish the same goal. People live in community because they're more in community than they are when they live alone. Now, some people literally choose to live alone, and that's their business. Don't bother them about it. But most people like to live in community in some context. So I'll be teaching you how to develop your personal local community, your personal global community. I'll teach you how to do that in the real world and in the virtual world. I hope you'll stay with me. I'm Oscar Crawford, and this has been an edition of the teaching ministry of New Eden. Join me next time.